for a special Board of Trustees meeting for Big Bend Community College. Good morning, everyone. We have just a couple of items today, and item number one is to receive and act on the President's Notice of Retirement. Terry Leas, would you like to take it away?
Here's my letter giving the official notice of retirement effective June 30th, 2020. You know, we've been talking last year or so that I was thinking about going in 20, going in 21, that kind of thing. And because of some recent events with my mother's health, my wife's health, I just felt like it was best to push it forward and be there for them rather than like what happened when my mother fell most recently, and I was in Blaine for the WAC retreat. Couldn't be there to help. So, yeah, it's definitely mixed feelings. Big Bend's been a big part of my life, my family's life, and working with all of you, it's really a special group. Trustees, staff, faculty, and I'm not sure what I'm going to feel like on July 1, but I'm sure I'll be sad on July 30th. So thank you for the opportunity, particularly the three of you that hired me.
When we made that hire, we went looking for someone who could help lead us forward and give us a brand new set of eyes and help the college achieve its goals, the ones that it had then and the ones that it has set since. And I want to thank you for all of the work that you've done, and also remind you that we still have a year to go. And we have many things that we hope to accomplish between now and June 30th, 2020, and I look forward to working with you in all of that process. I would like a motion to accept the notice of retirement.
So moved.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Opposed? Motion carries. The other item that we want to talk about today, and really just ever so briefly, is when we sought a new president, we made a decision to conduct a national search internally, led by trustees and a number of community members and staff and foundation support. I think we need to assess whether that is the way we want to do it this next time. We had 4 months to do a national search and find a president the last time, and it was highly stressful for everyone. We were pleased with the outcome, but we really had to put everybody's feet to the fire to move that process. I'm thankful and I'm relieved that you chose to give us a much longer amount of time to be a little bit more thoughtful out of the gate before we commence a process, no matter which process we choose. And thus, I'd like to start that discussion by setting a September workshop, if possible, for the board to specifically discuss the various ways that we could conduct a search and try to identify, or at least begin to identify, exactly what our path will be. It is a time-consuming journey, and I want to make sure we make a really good decision as early as possible, so by October at the board meeting we can at least identify the process that we intend to use, the path we intend to follow, and immediately begin to commence that work from the October board meeting going forward. So really the next question is dates for a workshop and your availability in the month of September. And I'm certainly assuming that we would go after Labor Day, but I think one of the things we might choose to do in terms of looking at dates is use the same thing that we just used, same method we just used during our board retreat to set today's meeting. And I would ask that everyone send available dates to Melinda so we can collect those dates and try to pick one. I'd rather Juanita have the ability to look at her calendar while she's not driving to try and find a date, or you needing me to actually have an action item today.
If you're going to set a meeting, it has to be an action item.
Okay.
In the past, you sent a Google survey out or something and say those available dates. Does that work better, or does it work better to set?
Or actually, we set this meeting as a special meeting.
Right. Right.
Yeah, our president can just.
So if you would do that for me, that way Melinda or Juanita has a way to look at her calendar while she's not driving down the road, and we can have a couple of date options. I'm thinking we're probably talking about a 9 to noon or a 1 to 4 or 1 to 3. So I think that'll be about the amount of time that we need to look at the different models and have some time to deliberate that. I have a lot of obligations in September because we work trade shows, 3 trade shows in September, but I will adjust my schedule accordingly to match up with the majority so that we can get this done. Does that sound like a good step forward? Everybody okay with that?
So can we get like the materials, kind of the framework of what we did last time?
Yes.
In advance of that meeting?
I'm actually going to spend a few moments with Kim after this meeting adjourns today to start talking about what things can we gather and assemble to sit down with all of you.
Yeah, I also think the ACT's done a couple sessions on
And actually, Monday and Tuesday, I'm going to be at the ACT retreat, so I will bring a topic up and do what materials I can get, learn from them.
But I also hope to identify any of the schools in the system in Washington State that have done recent presidential searches. I'm curious if there's any new and creative model out there. So I'd like to have some of that outreach occur prior to this workshop.
I'll work on that.
So that we have the ability to take a look at if somebody's found the new, latest, greatest version of this effort. Those of you who were here when we did this process the last time know that there were dozens of people involved, and there was an intensity of meetings occurring leading up to the list being trimmed to 10, and then the list being trimmed again to 5, before the list actually came to the full board of trustees. And that work is intensive. And so I'm a big fan of getting started early so that we're not in a pressured rush in the month of May.
Terry, you know what the current status is system-wide in the state of Washington as well as nationally. For everyone's information, how many new presidents in the last 5 years?
Oh, gosh.
Approximately.
I think the system's had about half the presidents in the last 5 years have turned over. I know there are others that have been talking about retirement eminently.
Yeah, historically, the tenure of the president is 5 to 7 years, as I understand it. State or nationwide, that's the statistics.
Yeah, if you listen to the Chronicle of Higher Education, it seems like the figure's smaller than that.
I think it's pretty low.
Yeah.
So it will be a challenge.
I also want to make sure if you haven't seen it in your email, I did craft a letter and it helped me with a bit of polish, and that was released to the entire campus community yesterday. Wanting to make sure that they heard from us where we are and what our goals and intentions are, and to also thank Terry and the entire staff and faculty for all the great things that have been occurring here at school in the past 7 years, and some of the things that lie in front of us is challenging. So, Juanita, do you have any questions or comments you want to share with us?
No, thank you, Stephen, for the letter. That was very well done. I appreciate it.
Well, and thank you for being willing to jump on the phone while driving. I thought it was very important that you were able to play a role and be here with us. So I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Okay.
I just, Kim, you're in touch with things going on statewide. Like, do you have any thoughts initially?
About the search?
Yeah.
Well, you know, every college is different. And so I think Linda said probably at least 13 to 15. And many of those chose to do searches internally. Others have chosen to use a consultant. And so I really think it just depends on the culture of that campus and what's going on. And there's pros and cons for both. And that's what you all will have to kind of assess to determine what's going to work best for you, because this is one of the most important things that the trustees do is they are selecting the college president.
Any other questions or comments?
Just want to say you are one of the main reasons why I decided to join the board. So we'll have many other opportunities to talk over the next year, but just want to make sure other people recognize that and hear that. Your approach to others, your willingness to think of others before yourself, your degree of thoughtfulness in the decisions you make, for all reasons why, for me, there really wasn't a question of whether or not I should join the board. So just want you to know how much I appreciated working alongside you and will appreciate working alongside you next year.
Yeah, I'd echo what he said. I'd also add that the challenges that we face locally are challenges that are system-wide or we face state financially. And so we're not unique in that respect, but I do appreciate your steady leadership. And I helped hire you, and I think it's going to appreciate all you've done and will continue to do. And yes, we did. Yes, thank you.
I'll just echo John's comments that, you know, I helped hire you. I still think that was an excellent decision. And I thank you for your leadership.
Thank you. And retired is good. But we'll use you somehow. Thank you.
Juanita, did you have any last thoughts? Okay. Hearing nothing else, meeting adjourned.